It's Let's Talk Ministry Season 3 coming up. I have a very special guest. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned right here. Coming to the stage is Rumbi Praise, everybody. Well, Rumbi, I'm excited to see you here at Let's Talk Ministry tonight. Are y'all excited to see Rumbi tonight?
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. CJ.
Now, I first became aware of you through a Newsday article which was celebrating a lot of the work that you do in cosmetics. How did you get started in cosmetics?
I did not plan this, but here is why it happened still. The word of God says in Proverbs 19, verse 21, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. And that's exactly what happened in my life in the year 2018 when I began this journey. I want to thank Liana, who's in the audience today, because she's the first person and one of the most amazing people that pushed me to take this gift and nurture it and start a business and actually take it seriously. So all thanks to you, Liana, for pushing me. That's how my journey started.
Now, I'm excited to see the work that you are doing in the community. And I would like to, first of all, congratulate you for the work you're doing with the high-profile gospel star Jekalyn Carr. How did that get started for your business?
I get this question a lot, and I'm so grateful that you asked me this today. And so hopefully everyone watching will finally know how I got to become Jekalyn Carr's makeup artist. And I'm going to try and keep it short because it is a long story. So it was the year 2020. She had posted a picture on her Instagram, and I saw the picture and I decided to repost the picture on my Instagram story, and I tagged her. And mind you, I had done this a couple of times before, but she never saw my posts because of her following. She has a huge following, so it's kind of hard to see everyone's repost sometimes. So that day, it just so happened that she saw my repost on my story and she messaged me directly and she said, I see you, sis, keep soaring. And I was like, what is she talking about? And then she went on to follow me. And I was just amazed, and I reached out to her back, and I was just fangirling over her. But in that voice note, I remember saying at the end of the note, hey, if you ever looking for a makeup artist, I'm based in Dallas, let me know. And she hadn't responded for like 3 hours, and I knew I had done something wrong. I'm like, you should not have fangirled over her. You just acted like everyone else. But she did respond to me after 3 hours, and she was like, hey, I'm actually on my way to Dallas. And I was looking for a makeup artist, so call me on my number. And I was just in shock, like, God, what is happening? So after that moment, I reached out to her, we spoke, and she didn't tell me what project she was needing me for. She only told me, I only found out the day of the project that it was for her album cover. And thank God I did not know, because I feel like I would have declined the offer if she had told me earlier, just because I had no experience working with any celebrity at all. So that's how everything started. And after that day, she asked me to be a part of her glam team. So that's how that became about.
That's a really powerful testimony. Let's just give it up for that. Now, I see that you participated in the musical project Closer, and I thoroughly enjoyed that experience. Have you always been involved with gospel music?
Yes, I actually grew up in Zayoja, known as Ford and Faith here, which is actually where I worship now. And I would always cry to my parents that I wanted to join the church choir. And I just want to take this time to thank my parents for helping me to cultivate my gift. And I really do appreciate it because it's taken me places now when I look at it. And I just want to say to any parents in the audience that if you see something in your child, set them up for success, give them the platform, because you do not know where that gift is going to take them in their future. So my parents let me sing in the church choir at the age of 8, and I was the youngest in the choir. And I can definitely say that music was indeed and still is my first love. I actually wanted to become a full-time superstar growing up. But those things change as you get older.
So I think it's safe to say that you have a couple of gifts on your hands, the gift of your hands and the gift of your voice. So it appears that these gifts are certainly making room for you. What areas would you like to explore next with your gifts?
I think when it comes to my gifts, I am just trying to be more intentional. The word of God says in Genesis 1, verse 28, God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." So I intend to do just that, to be fruitful and to multiply myself by empowering others with the same skills. I won't say all the details just yet, but just know many more people will be able to have the same success and accomplish even more than I have. I like to keep my cards close to my chest until God says to speak. So for now, he just says to write the vision down and make it plain.
Now, I was really excited to see you in the room with Kirk Franklin, who's such an inspirational artist, Ty Tribbett, and many other great gospel artists. What's it like to be in the room with these guys?
That's a great question. I think for me, I learned that competing with others is like running a race while looking sideways. Focus on your finish line, and because the moment you look over your shoulder is the moment that you fail. God had put me in that space and place for a reason. And instead of me feeling jealous, I had to perceive the success of others around me as a foreshadow of what's to come for me.
Rumbi, if I met you 10 years from now and you said, CJ, you would not believe how fabulous my life has been, what would you tell me about your life?
Well, if you met me 10 years from now, CJ, I would probably tell you how happy and at peace I am. I have a loving family, an amazing husband and kids. My businesses are doing well. God is moving in our ministry, and I'm one of the highest paid Black entrepreneurs in the world.
Oh, and by the way, what does it feel like to represent Zimbabwe and also represent American youth at the same time? How do you balance the two cultures?
So, funny enough, I came to the US when I was 18, so I pretty much grew up in Zimbabwe. I still speak Shona very fluently. When people hear me speak, they don't think I grew up in Africa at all, which is kind of annoying a bit, but I always take it as a compliment. So when I came here, I never really struggled blending the two cultures together. At home, it's pretty much a Shauna household, but when I'm outside the house, I'm an American girl. And representing my country has been an honor. Again, who would have thought? It is a nice feeling and experience. I have girls and men on social media who tell me how proud they are of me and how they look up to me, and it makes me want to cry because I'm not where I want to be yet. But just knowing my least is someone else's best, that's really humbling.
So, Rumbi, if people wanted to support your ministry, how would they be able to go about that? Is there any website or programs or mentorship?
Everything is linked to my social media on Instagram, and That's at First Lady _ Ru and Rumbi Praise Cosmetics. I'm pretty sure it will be on the screen as well.
Rumbi, it has been such a pleasure having you here at Let's Talk Ministry. I'd like you to do one more thing for our young audience before we go. I want you to look into that camera and imagine that you are advising the 10-year-old you how to become the successful Rumbi that you have become.
I would tell 10-year-old me this. Keep going. Everything is going to turn out great for you. Everyone being mean to you and making you feel ugly are the same people that are going to be congratulating you and being in your DMs and all of a sudden now your friend. And keep your heart. Don't change who you are when you get to that stage. Stay kind and humble always. God's got your back and you got this, girl.